DJ?
It's my social media name.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ are my
DJ.
initials.
Got it.
Yeah, Diana is my
Welcome.
name, goddess
Welcome.
name. I don't know. Diana. Yeah.
Okay.
Given name.
There we are.
Yeah.
So welcome.
Thank you.
This is my second time hosting you here.
Yeah.
First time you came because we're in the same tea group.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, hey, come on. We got this nice tea house. Come. I can host 7 comfortably. Let's have tea. And in this particular Facebook group, they do that. They get together, they have tea.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been in this group since pre-COVID, since like 2016, 17. I joined these tea appreciation groups.
Mm.
And when COVID hit, no one was meeting up anymore. And then after COVID, people are meeting up again. And I was like, yeah, I can host. And then I think you were going to bring friends, and I told my crew, and then none of your friends came, and only one of my crew came. So just like the 3 of us had tea.
It was perfect.
Well, welcome back.
Thank you. It's so good to be back.
And you're in town now for house sitting, you said?
I'm house sitting at a Dharma friend's house and then seeing clients too. I work online with clients from Grass Valley, California, and then I see clients in person.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
about
right. You're based
once a
out in
month
Grass
or-
Valley, kind of Sierra Nevadas.
Sierra Nevada foothills, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then this is Grass Valley.
Yeah, I know.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome to the back.
Thanks. Yeah, I like to do the somatic work in person as well as online. So
Wow.
make a visit.
So, somatics.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for getting right into it, because I am fascinated with somatic psychology.
Mm.
Can I ask the professional to define it really quick?
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
for people that don't know somatics.
Yeah. Yeah. So somatics was developed kind of in response to kind of more Freudian psychoanalysis and this long history of Western kind of more reductionistic, like mind-body split.
Yeah.
So it's a healing modality. Wilhelm Reich was one of the founders, just looking at embodiment as a form of psychological healing, collecting data and information from felt experience.
Wilhelm
Reich.
Yeah.
Reichian therapy. Yeah.
Was he a part of
No,
same
that's
Wilhelm?
the other translator.
Okay.
Yeah, Wilhelm Reich was actually a student of Freud.
Same. Wilhelm
Oh,
was-
really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dabble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Worth referencing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know him as a translator, separate Wilhelm, but yeah.
Okay. I trust.
Yeah.
I could be confused. Happened before.
Yeah.
At any rate, so yeah, continue.
Thank you.
So it's a mind-body connection versus
Yeah.
just kind of psychoanalysis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so looking at embodiment as kind of a diagnostic tool as well as a treatment modality. The idea is that the body has an intelligence that's, just as powerful as our other intelligences, mental intelligences and emotional intelligence and whatnot. So things like the intuition and gesture and posture and studying, patterns of movement in the body as well. To look at, what patterns we fall into by default and kind of where we get stuck, and then how to interrupt those with
Fascinating.
similar, movement patterns that can sort of take us out. Yeah.
Wow.
Those default patterns.
That's cool for me on 2 ways, because we have a movement thing of spontaneous Qigong,
Nice. That's cool.
where the idea is to move spontaneously and sporadically, and specifically not for any rhyme or reason, but other than to notice your patterns and habits
Nice.
and then break them.
Yeah.
And I had a similar experience when I was doing an Osho meditation retreat. Shout out Osho. And we did 20 minutes of gibberish.
Oh, fun.
And
Yeah.
I'm already making
Ooh.
patterns,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Right.
And I noticed that even in gibberish, I gibberish like I talk down to people, like because I'm a teacher, right? I'm an instructor, and so I have this way of mansplaining or speaking to people, like because I'm a teacher,
Mm.
and then so I even gibberish like a teacher. I was like, wow, I'm such
Wow.
an asshole. Fuck, people must hate me.
Yeah.
So yeah, to recognize patterns and break them, fascinating. Okay. And then, so you're talking about now in like postural, mechanical, behavioral,
Mhm.
emotional.
How they're linked to the cognitive as well.
Mhm.
So it's kind of more of a bottom up approach rather than a top down, which is top, we're kind of speaking of Western mapping here, top meaning the mind or the head. Um, and bottom up meaning, body, instinct.
You
Um,
just plugged a neural network from my college. Shout out Dr. Santi, my psychology teacher, because he would compare Confucian, no, sorry, Buddhism and Taoism
mm.
as kind of up, top down, bottom
Oh,
up,
interesting. I can see
right?
that.
Because the Buddhist framework was compassion based, heart based, right? They'll
Hmm.
meditate uh, for sake of a spiritual experience and forsake the body, right?
Hmm.
Hence the old Bodhidharma story, right?
Mm.
When he finds the Shaolin monk all sickly, right? And so, but the Taoists bottom up
Mm.
because is this functional? Is this practical? Can I apply it to my body? Can I apply it to my life? And
Mm.
then go from there.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I just had an aha. Okay, go on.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I don't want to get too dualistic about these things either
Mm-hmm.
because they're arising out of certain cultural context and nothing is bad, but I think
Mm-hmm.
inclusivity and
Mm-hmm.
integration is kind of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
of course. Yeah.
ultimate goal for
Mm-hmm.
for change and transformation. Like these things can,
Word.
yeah,
So then,
work at different times for different people.
mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you, and I appreciate that fluency with it too,
Mm.
because yeah, the human experience isn't black and white,
Yeah.
and so
The jhana yogis, the people that are really focused on knowledge to transcend and transform, that has a place
mm-hmm.
as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A little more higher mind than our kind of more
Okay.
discursive, conditioned mind, but
Heard.
you know.
Well, with regard to somatic, then, and somatic, um, how did you get into this track?
Yeah, yeah, good question. So I grew up with a lot of childhood trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, almost an only child. I had a brother and sister that were quite a bit older,
Mm-hmm.
but I was kind of, yeah, almost an only child kind of
Mm-hmm.
vibe of recent immigrant, Eastern European immigrant parents.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of war and genocide displacement kind of in the,
Got it.
intergenerational field.
Mm-hmm.
And really just the sense of kind of scarcity and heaviness in the
Mm-hmm.
household. Like I always knew that I was loved and supported and admired my parents and my family, but there was always this unspoken background of like we came from something heavy that we don't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And so I guess being the kid that I was, maybe an old soul, or I don't know how I got into this as a kid in Winnipeg, Canada, like a very conservative
Mm-hmm.
prairie town.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly no one else I know was into like spirituality
Yeah.
or somatic like movement kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think just out of a necessity of needing to kind of manage my own stress and anxiety, which I didn't really have words for
Hmm.
it as a
Okay.
young person, but
Got it.
getting into theater and yoga were kind of my
Yeah.
saviors
Mm-hmm.
to
I get it.
crack out of that.
Dope. So
Hmm.
theater, yoga
Yeah.
to process trauma, and then the pursuit of psychology, naturally somatics. It makes sense. It all
Yeah.
kind of
All weaves
lands.
together. Yeah.
Beautiful. What type of theater?
Physical theater.
Hmm.
So I started out with improv and,
Nice.
like Shakespeare and whatnot.
I don't. I usually don't associate improv with Shakespeare.
Yeah, no.
I associate
Um,
improv with comedy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, two separate
Oh, okay, sorry.
genres.
Okay, I do
Improv.
improv
The
Shakespeare
improv of
troupe.
Shakespeare. Yeah, I would improv Shakespeare, Yeah. So,
Sorry.
yeah, kind of more like traditional
Uh-huh.
playwright theater. But then I really woke up with the improv.
Uh-huh.
And then that led to physical theater, which was clown, mime,
Nice.
and this experimental theater from Jerzy Grotowski, who was an Eastern Polish theater maker
Uh-huh.
who developed this theater called Poor Theater.
Excuse me.
So, Poor
Poor.
theater,
Yeah, yeah,
kind
that
of like
sounds.
puer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
um, it was basically like, let's strip theater down to its essential components, which was the
Ah.
body and
Hmm.
our psychological orientation around characterization and
Okay.
storytelling.
So is it performative
Um,
still?
yeah, there's Grotowski inspired performers and
Okay.
shows, and
Huh.
it's a whole modality of physical theater. Yeah,
Interesting. If we can backtrack to the miming and the clown work,
yeah,
I'm fascinated with that stuff
mm.
because, not in the Ringling
Yeah,
Brothers
not
type clown.
American circus clown. Yeah.
However, when I completed my training at the temple,
Mm.
I hooked up with one of my teachers, Jim Donak. Shout out Jim Donak, who I call him the Cirque du Soleil coach.
Oh, cool.
And so he put me into like very high level body awareness, body mechanics, body conditioning, body contortioning,
Nice.
right? And like, sure, I could do the splits,
Mm.
right? But then he was like, "Oh yeah, you take a nice photo, but you'd suck at making videos."
Mm.
So as to say, like, okay, take a picture of the
Yeah,
splits. Okay,
yeah.
okay, get out. But he's like, get in
Mapping
gracefully,
the
come out
journey.
gracefully. Yes,
Yeah.
very well stated. Map the journey in, map the journey out.
Mm.
And then, so do you have the power through your flexibility to perform with grace? And then,
Hmm.
you
And
know,
respond to what's happening,
uh-huh.
right?
And so,
Appropriately. Yeah.
boom, as above, so below, as
Or
within, so without.
inappropriately, sometimes as
That
clown.
all translates to spirit.
Yeah.
And so I loved the clown work, and
Mm.
it brought a different dimension to my kung fu.
Nice. That's fascinating.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I did not know that about you. And
mm,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
I know that I felt at home with you when we first met. And now, like, more is being revealed.
Fair enough. Right on. Well, yeah, we were clowning around.
Yeah. So important.
So clown work
Hmm.
and somatic work.
Hmm.
I'm really interested. I think last time you were talking about too about the shamanistic clown work and
Hmm.
shadow work, spirit journey type relation.
Yeah.
Can you dabble in that really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of my clown teachers in Vancouver, Canada, actually studied with a Manitoban, Winnipegan
Mm-hmm.
clown in Winnipeg, where I grew up, called
Oh, so
Richard Pochenko.
so they're native tribes over there.
Richard was Slavic of some kind, but he hung out with the indigenous
Oh,
folks
okay.
and studied, yeah, like Lakota Heoka,
Mm,
Ojibwe, Contrarian, or
mm.
Wendigo.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, Wendigo Con. That's the name for the indigenous
Oh,
Cree Ojibwe clown.
pardon me. So
Yeah,
he had a Scandinavian tradition,
Slavic.
Slavic.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he was like the Joseph Campbell of clowning. I think that's a Fair.
Okay.
Or Michael Harner or something. Like he studied clown from different traditions, like medieval fool, the jester, the
Mm-hmm,
fool in
mm-hmm.
medieval times, commedia dell'arte, which was an Italian style of street theater,
Okay.
physical theater with mask and stock
Mm-hmm.
characters, and then all these indigenous clown traditions from around the world. And he compiled it, he put it all together and developed this form of clowning and clown process where we would honor the directions, call in the directions, and then through a movement improvisation process,
Mm-hmm.
moved by that direction and that element from that direction, we would find our clown, like a clown of the East, clown
Whoa.
of the South, So we had like the seven directions above, below, and within. And we had this character that came alive. And then, so once we developed that clown character, we went into a blindfold. We got blindfolded and worked with clay to develop the mask, like the mask cast for that clown character. And then, so it was all blindfolded, so you didn't know what it looked like. You just went from like that, speaking of somatics, just like pure instinctual,
Wow, just all the feeling, tactile.
yeah,
Wow.
just channeling that, clown of the seven directions.
That's wild.
And then it was a whole ritual of like taking the blindfold off and meeting your clown. And then so every step along the way was like that. It was highly ritualized, creative process. And um,
Damn.
so then, we dried the cast from the different directions and then, Vaselined it and plastered it. So we had a mask, like a plaster cast mask for each clown direction. So that was like, our
Hmm.
seven clown characters, and
Wow.
then shows would evolve from that, like
Huh.
improvised. We would kind of come in with like a beginning, middle, and end, but in the middle is just, of those three pillars. It's improvised audience. The clown is very present, working with the audience. So yeah, that was Richard Pachenko's
Wild.
process. Yeah.
Whoa. Thank you for taking me through that process. Wow. I'm more chaos magician than ritual magician,
Yeah.
but I'm
There's a little
fascinated.
chaos in there,
I'm
but it's
fascinated by
also
protocol.
ritualized. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, it reminds me of I have a Hawaiian Lomi teacher named
Mm.
Kaleo Ching. Shout out Kaleo Ching.
Mm.
He also does side work with masks
Oh,
and
I think
mask
I know him.
journeys.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a friend of mine has
Interesting.
worked with him. Yeah. Yeah. For
Okay.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kaleo Ching, shout out.
It's coming back to me now.
Um,
Yeah.
and he also integrates martial arts and shadow work too. It's I dare not speak for what he does because it's fascinating. But
He was at my school teaching CIS.
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm. So I almost went to CIS,
Oh.
but that's another thing. But this mask work, because then
Yeah.
uh, there's a lot in Chinese, Japanese, big
Hmm.
mask work
Yeah.
all through Southeast Asia. But the mask work of the Chinese, like the fast mask changing,
Oh, yeah.
have you seen that magic?
No, no.
Oh my goodness, where they'll come up and they're all regal and they're, in this costume, and then they look away and then new face,
Oh, wow.
and then new face, and they'll
Yep.
change dozens of faces in an instant in all these different ways. And
Mm.
it's like a family secret passed down of how to do it.
Mm.
And now they've got enough technology where they've got video and slowed it down enough. They figured it out. But the that also makes me think of performative mask changing arts, because then
Mm.
they make all their own masks,
Yeah, yeah.
and each mask is a
Then you have a
personality.
relationship with that
Uh-huh.
mask and the character that wants to be born from that
Mm-hmm.
relationship. Yeah.
And now that I'm speaking of it, even in our lineage,
Mm.
we have an eight immortal staff set,
Oh.
and you literally personify each of these personalities.
Oh,
Like
interesting.
one's regal and just, another one's a fisherman, another one's a lady,
Mm,
another one's a cripple. And
wow.
then so you kind of act out these caricatures
Yeah.
as you do this staff
Neat.
form.
Hmm.
Cool. Okay, so what got you to CIIS?
It was a calling. There
Mm-hmm.
wasn't anything like that, a school like that,
Mm.
blending Eastern philosophy and Western psychotherapy
So did
in
they already do the
Canada.
merge with ACTCM at that point?
No, it was pre.
Okay, pre-merger.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then not a JFK or something like that?
No, CIS called me because of my yogic background. So the yoga and the theater were kind of parallel paths in my life. And Sri Aurobindo is an Indian yogic scholar. He compiled a lot of the great ancient texts. And so one
Mm-hmm.
of his disciples came over to California and founded the school, CIIS.
Wow.
Before that, it was the Institute of Asian Studies with
Phew.
Alan Watts and
Ah,
Haridas Chaudhry.
swear
Yeah,
to God.
yeah, yeah. So
Ah,
that's the kind of origin story of CIIS.
go figure.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know
connecting
that.
dots. Yeah. So that really drew me. It's like I'm
Mm,
into that lineage and different integral model.
wow.
More traditional. I like the traditional lineage
Yeah.
connections. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if I may, I was interested in somatics because I had endured a hard trauma in '07,
Mm.
and um, this particular trauma sent me reeling. And fortunately, I was living in the temple at the time
Oh wow.
doing kung fu,
Yeah.
but I couldn't punch or kick. I was too angry. I
Mm.
couldn't do any type of qigong because I had too my emotions were too erratic.
Mm.
I couldn't close my eyes or meditate because I'd have flashes.
It's-
I was just in such a state that all I could do was walk in a circle
mhm.
and count my steps.
Wow.
And so it gave me something to do physically, and it gave my mind something to focus on.
Yeah. Well
And then
done finding that.
fortunately, it's in our lineage. It's called Bagua practice,
Oh, okay.
and it has shamanistic roots,
Oh,
right? And
neat.
so you just literally walk the circle, and then that
Nice.
was my container. I just went there day after day after day, crying, walking in this
Mm.
8-step circle
Mm.
pattern, and I'd count myself 10,000 steps a day, and if I ever lost count, I'd start over.
Mm.
And I did the math. It was like 8, 9 miles. Right? It was,
Yeah.
it was crying the whole time.
Oh, wow.
And so when I did that, one, it gave me a vessel, right? Because now that circle is where I contain my pain.
Mm.
And then now that I'm walking around it, it kind of invited me to like look at it from different perspectives and like kind of get
Mm.
out of my victimhood
Mm.
and
Mm.
like see the other people involved,
Wow.
right? And then that circle kind of became my spiral staircase to heaven, if you will. It's
Mm.
like my salvation.
Mm.
And here I am in the pits of an emotional state. And then I'd also be self aware and be like, oh shit, my posture, my breath. And then so I'd change my breath and my posture, and it would suck, but then the emotional state would change after. And then
Wow.
so, uh, because I was in the temple, I
Yeah.
had the time and place to cultivate that type of self awareness.
Yeah.
Right. And so when I finished my training at the temple and I'm sharing my experience with a loved one, they're like, "Oh, that's somatic psychology." I'm like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah, you're doing
And
it.
then when I had this 12,000 hours of training, 5.5 years in the temple, nothing to show for it, right? Because I
Mm.
come back to the States, oh, there's no certificate, there's no accreditation, there's this training, this experience, and nobody cares.
Mm.
And so I was like, oh, I need to validate this with a PhD or something.
Mm.
So I was going to go to CIIS
Mm. You
to
were looking at the
study
somatics.
somatics.
Oh, yeah. But it sounds like you could have taught that
Thank you for
degree.
saying it. Because
So,
I went and I talked to a counselor. I had already taught there before
Oh.
through Liu Ming, peace be upon him, and John Coco. We had teamed up. Monique Lassar. I have some connections over there at CIS, so I
Mm.
had already spoken there many times and taught there many times,
All right.
and so it was already on my radar.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I went and talked to the um, the dean, I was like, "Oh, can I see the syllabus?" And I was like, "Oh, this is what we'd be learning."
Intro level.
So
Yeah.
I chose to open my own school
Well done.
and not pursue the PhD.
Yeah, that was a good choice.
Um,
CIS is great, but
mm,
for what you had going, your
mm,
expertise already.
mm, well, by now expertise, sure, but at that point,
Mm.
young and big-headed.
Experience, life experience. Yeah.
At any rate,
Uh,
okay, so CIAS, and then you also mentioned traditional scholastic approach. So
mm,
you you took the formal education, got licensed,
hmm.
and can I ask now about your scope of practice?
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I really found my home in Hakomi
Mm,
psychotherapy. It's a mindfulness based experiential model of
hmm.
psychotherapy, talk
Sounds
therapy.
Japanese.
It's a Hopi word.
Oh.
Yeah, it means who are you on the many different levels of existence, something along those lines. Who who are you amidst the many dimensions is kind of a better
Stop it.
translation. Yeah.
Stop it.
The
Only because
I Ching.
a buddy of mine, Shannon Zook, I'm shouting everybody out
Oh,
today, Shannon
Shannon.
Zook,
I know Shannon. Yeah. Hi,
he was
Shannon.
like, the whole thing of I Ching is who am I, when am I?
Oh, interesting.
Right?
In relation to the
Uh-huh.
cycles
And
of,
then so
yeah.
this kind of same but different, right?
Yeah.
Who am
Yeah,
I
yeah.
in relation to these dimensions, right? It's
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
same, different.
Relational, systemic awareness, and very body centered.
Stop it.
Um, the
Okay.
founder, Ron Kurtz, the founder of Hakomi, was influenced by Taoism and Buddhism and Gestalt therapy. So, yeah,
Okay.
which is an experiential, existential model. So, it's this whole who am I kind of
Hmm.
Western philosophical question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned talk therapy
Hmm.
in the Hokemi,
Hakomi.
Hakomi,
Yeah.
but then somatic. So it's like kind of an
Hmm.
integrative talking. How do you integrate the body stuff into it?
A lot of it's body awareness, but we can do little things like subtle things as well in terms of movement, posture. A foundation of Hakomi is called tracking.
Mm,
So it's kind of, it's taking from like wilderness tracking skills,
okay.
and you're tracking body language, tone of voice, nervous system cues. So you're sitting in presence, kind of tracking your own body and nervous system cues, but also the person that you're serving. Yeah. And you're reflecting that back too in different ways, and you're looking, the tracking kind of leads to what's called the core material, so core wounding. There can be different themes like abandonment wounds or self-doubt wounds,
Hmm.
and then you want to pair that with what's called a missing experience. So it's like if someone's abandonment wound is landed on, like we collaborate about it too. So it's not just the practitioner who's coming up with all this stuff. It's like a
Mm.
co-arising.
So there's kind of a restorative aspect to it then too.
Yeah, yeah. Um, One theoretical um, orientation is called memory reconsolidation.
Mm.
So basically, you're pairing an old experience with a new experience, and this whole, vast experience of memory. You're opening up that whole neural pathway and pairing it with a new experience.
That's
So,
what walking the circle did for me. It got me
yeah,
out of my trapped mindset and
yeah,
broadened my view of what happened into what was.
yeah, yeah,
Wow. Thank you for putting language to this stuff for me.
yeah.
Cool.
So like an abandonment wound would be like, I'm here with you. You're not
Uh-huh.
alone. You're kind
Wow.
of tracking for the core material and the missing experience that you can pair together in this kind of memory reconsolidation way. And it all comes from the body awareness. It's
Mm-hmm.
all like mindfulness based awareness in the present moment. And
Fascinating.
I like to also open the frame of body awareness too to anything of the senses.
Hmm.
Because folks,
Thank you for that, because somatics is all too often limited to movement.
yeah, or body, 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 body. And
Hmm.
it's like some people do not want to be in their bodies or they don't know how,
Yep.
or is contraindicated
Mm.
to have body awareness because it can flare up trauma
Stop it.
responses.
Stop it.
So you have to go in to the
Wow.
internal experience through the senses. And that can be the imaginal, that can be, different philosophical orientations.
Wow.
So
Dare I say tea, where you're invited to
tea,
smell, taste, listen, see, and feel.
the
Wow.
alchemy of the senses, and our
Stop it,
connection
DJ.
to all of life.
Okay. All right. I really appreciate that tracking conversation, because shout out Russians, Russian Systema. We would do these exercises where, okay, I stand, and then the group is walking around. And then all I have to do is be aware of, oh, this person walked close to me. Oh, that person's far away, coming closer. Oh, that person close walking by. How's my breath? How's my heart rate? How's my attention? How's my brow? How's my neck and shoulders? Like, what's happening
So
to me
much in that. Yeah.
because this? Oh, it's level one. Level two, now those people are doing this. No rhyme or reason, but just wailing their arms around you. Oh shit, what's happening to me? Step three, progression. Now those wailing movements are looking like calculated strikes and combinations. Oh shit. And just slowly ramp up the intensity, slowly ramp up the speed until what? Take your shoe off, throw it across the room, crawl to it, put it back on, tie it and lace it while being stomped and kicked on. Who are you amidst this? How's your breath rate? How's your heart rate? How's your tension in your body? Can you still make human logical choices and get a mission complete
Yeah.
amidst this degree of stress? Who are you
Wow.
under pressure?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Russians.
The Russians came up with that. Is that?
Well, that was just the way they trained.
Oh,
And that was the
interesting.
system that we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when you said tracking, I was like, oh, they tracking when you just gradually increase the stress and then track my response.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you almost, the idea there then is to condition yourself to high degrees of stress so that you no longer get into this fight or flight, sympathetic, parasympathetic kind of area.
Yeah, yeah, that's the whole nervous system
Hmm.
map too, right? That window of tolerance of, optimal
Hmm.
functioning of the nervous system. And you can
Hmm.
get activated and outside the window, but then come back
Yeah.
or checked out and
Hmm.
frozen. And then you just got to find your way back. And the more you kind of find your way back, it's not about like not getting activated or not getting frozen,
Hmm. Can you
right?
navigate it?
Yeah, it's how you come back, and
Hmm.
trusting that emergence and allowing
Hmm.
it. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And so there's that ramp up, and then the way they come back down is all breath and body awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's these exercises of coordinated tension and release patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And so you like learn to feel what tension feels like and learn to feel what release feels like
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
learn how to activate it at will
Mm.
when you feel yourself in a particular state.
Right, right, right. And is the idea that you're kind of meeting the energy where it's at, like you're tracking for when you're off, and you kind of meet the energy where it's at and bring it back to where it
Mm-hmm.
needs to go? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because the idea is if it's one against five,
Mm.
the five are going to win because it's five animals against one animal.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's five animals against one human, the one human has a chance.
Mm-hmm.
How do I keep my humanity? I keep my breath rate. I keep my heart rate. I keep my tension at bay.
Mm.
So I'm not white knuckled.
Right.
Because if I'm white knuckled here, I'm white knuckled here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm white
Mm-hmm.
knuckled here. And so if I can keep my humanity, then I can keep my wits and I can make choices
Mm-hmm.
and respond as opposed to react,
Yeah.
in theory.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you stay soft, especially in the kind of more freeze response, right? Because that
Mm-hmm.
to me seems a little more
I think that's
uncontrollable
the
almost.
method of gradual ramping up
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
and gradual tolerance.
Yeah, because then you can track when you're moving into that area and
Mm-hmm.
not let it take hold fully. Yeah.
Systema is the system, right? And so they
Mm-hmm.
have ways of gradually ramping up the stress to increase your tolerance. And so the Russian martial arts, the Systema specifically, it's laughed at as, oh, it's not effective, but it's not intended to be an effective martial art. It's intended to be an effective psychological art.
Ah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
assuming you already have a martial practice,
Mm.
boom, go get this as cherry on top.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Neat.
cool. So then somatics, I'm curious because as a guy, as a martial guy, I'm averse to therapy,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah,
perhaps that's common.
yeah.
Um, so I'm curious to know what you would consider a successful session,
Yeah, good
right?
question. Yeah,
Because
let's
it's one of
hit
those
all the
things where
key
it's kind of
points.
it's open-ended, it's subjective, right? And so
Yeah,
how do you define success
yeah,
in
yeah,
therapy?
yeah. I think when people come alive and spontaneous and authentic to who they are, um, it's both kind of familiar to them and also a surprise that
Mm,
I don't know how else to sort of classify it, but
okay,
it's just this feeling of, yeah, people coming alive to themselves and this like delightful
fair enough.
surprise, but also this like coming home to themselves,
Mm-hmm.
familiarity at the same time. And I think that's where freedom really lies,
Mm,
where people can build in those choice points into their lives
got it.
through that therapeutic model of like, okay, we're going to practice in the dojo of
Mm-hmm.
of therapeutic relationship, and especially with the different like experiential modalities of therapy, I think that hits at much deeper level. I really get people's trepidation around talk therapy because we can talk and talk and talk and have insights and nothing changes. And
Mm-hmm.
again, it's just right place, right tools for for people at different times. So I'm not saying all talk therapy is bad because it really is the relationship.
Fair enough. I'm
It's
anti.
not the modality.
I'm so anti.
But yeah, for like somatic people, like
uh,
yeah, talking, yeah,
yeah, I don't want to
I,
reinforce that groove. No, no, no,
yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah. It's yeah, because it does reinforce that identity
no. Mm-hmm.
often, and it's that identification that keeps everything, uh, yeah, calcified,
Mm-hmm.
solidified.
Yeah, that was kind of, at least in Chinese medicine. So I think the Chinese medicine uh, has very similar values to somatic work that you're
Mm-hmm.
presenting here
Yeah.
because, in the Western model, I would go see the psychologist and the oncologist, and
Mm-hmm.
like I'm all broken into pieces, and I have to go see these specialists,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whereas we would see the heart disease and the heartache and the back pain. Oh, actually,
Yeah. It's all a system, right?
right? As
Yeah.
opposed to like sending you to this person, sending you, and then getting this fragmented view of and then none of them are, you know, present to the whole picture.
Yeah.
So the holistic approach lands for the Chinese medical paradigm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I really appreciate that work. But the talk therapy, when it comes here, when people come for clinic, inevitably in intake, people are going to spill their guts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And my teacher said, the doctor knows the protocol. The healer can tailor the protocol. The Taoist doesn't give a fuck. Right? And I really like that.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm not treating you, I'm doing Tai Chi, you're in my way.
Mm.
Right?
Mm.
Because I found that if I tapped into the empathy in each and every case, I treat you for your back pain, now I have back pain. I
Mm.
treat you
Mm.
for your knee pain, now I have knee pain. I treat you for your cough, now I have a cough.
Mm.
Right? And so that was me tapping into them. But when I said, I don't give a fuck,
Mm. Mm.
and if I could be an impact of you, how about you be an impact of me? And let me just hold my practice and maintain my space.
Mm.
And then that's the
Yeah, yeah.
ascension, right?
That's so
Kind of a I don't
fascinating.
care approach, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then when I hear your story, I'm not so much invested in your story as much as, are you the victim? Are you the hero? Are you the observer?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's going to dictate how I treat you and
Mm.
how we go forward. Am I going
Wow.
to treat you like a victim? I'm going to treat you like a hero, or treat you like an observer?
Yeah, yeah. Because again, you have to meet the person where they're at and then guide them to not giving a fuck, basically.
Yep.
I'm changing my whole mission statement after this conversation.
Yeah, good old Dr. Let him die. Because I think it's really easy to tap into this kind of Judeo-Christian framework of original sin and savior, Jesus Christ mentality,
Mm-hmm.
which also translates to kind of the bodhisattva vows of may all beings know peace, and metta, dedicate my merit to the service of all beings and to the benefit of all beings, and that's Jesus talk.
Yeah, yeah. There's a big influence, right,
Yeah,
on
and so
Western Buddhism.
yeah,
Yeah,
Taoism, good old Doctor Let him die.
yeah.
My Taoist doctor, he had big old Chinese calligraphy, dare not translate it, but beautiful calligraphy. 你来我开心，你不来我更开心. You come, I'm happy. You don't come, I'm happier.
Totally.
But in medicine, it makes sense. You're here
Yeah,
because you sick. Feed me, fix me, fix me, fix me. I
yeah,
don't see you, you're better.
yeah. Yeah, you want to empower that person. I see psychotherapy as a template that people then can integrate into their lives. And
Mm.
then, they can be empowered to not come back
Mm.
or come back as needed, not necessary. And this is a different, there's attachment focused psychotherapy which is a whole other ballpark. But this is detachment
Mm.
or non-attachment
Mm.
focused
So,
therapy. Yeah.
may I ask then, what would be an ideal case for you? What do
Mm.
you like to treat? Who do you like to help?
I like to treat pretty much anything if the person is open to change,
Mm-hmm.
which, it's hard. Like most people are not open to change, myself included. So I'm probably not the greatest client.
Mm.
But I just love personalizing all of these eclectic tools and life experience that I've had to just whatever shows up when people have that openness. If there's a lot of resistance, we can work with it to an extent,
Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of like, maybe I'm not your person if we can't also find the balance of openness.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
openness meaning that like disidentification with the story, with the conditioned mind,
Yeah, yeah.
who we think we are.
Mm-hmm.
So
So they got to be coachable. They got to be
yeah,
workable. Mm.
people that want to have a bit of a daily practice too. That is really important.
Yeah.
The discipline of, okay, I'm not just going to come once a week or
Mm.
twice a week or whatever it is and expect that to be the silver bullet or whatever. Yeah, like that stuff has to be repeated
Boom.
and not from this conditioned mind identification kind of place either.
Mm-hmm.
Like what you were talking about with the circle, right? Like that was coming through your experience.
Mm.
If someone told you, like, okay, you're going to be walking in a circle and you're going to be learning all these things.
Oh yeah.
That's different than
Different.
experiencing
Yeah.
it yourself. It arises from a
Mm-hmm.
deeper place, so
Mm-hmm.
then it can touch a deeper place,
Mm-hmm.
and really affect that conditioning, like the kind
Mm.
of root of our delusions.
Heard. Wow, fascinating. May I ask, is there a place for psychedelics in your work?
Yes, yes,
Because
I
I know that that's
do.
big breakthrough science in integrating all the psychedelics of LSD, psilocybin, MDMA, and then even kind of hippie flipping and like mixing them.
Hmm.
Right? Can I ask your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I have had an extensive exploration in psychedelic work,
Mm-hmm.
um, starting with indigenous lineages of plant medicine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, over decades, kind of direct experience, direct contact with indigenous
Nice.
teachers, elders, tribes, families, building relationships over
Mm.
decades.
So the peyotes,
Um,
the mesquites.
More ayahuasca
Okay.
from an Ashaninkan lineage,
Okay.
and then Mazatec mushroom lineage from Oaxaca, like
Nice.
Maria Sabina lineage. Yeah.
Wow. Oaxacan psilocybin mushroom tacos. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, that's my humor.
Yeah, fusion. Psychedelic
So,
fusion.
okay. So,
Yeah.
ayahuasca and mushrooms. When I was in the temple, I was inspired to take a side journey to Peru to do
Interesting.
ayahuasca intensive.
Mm.
And I remember getting wisdom from a dear friend of mine, Shelley. She said, "Don't chase her.
Mm-hmm.
Let her
Her,
come."
the medicine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like let her come to you. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's wisdom.
Yeah.
And so I just kept going to the temple. So by the time ayahuasca did come to me,
Mm-hmm.
it was different.
She knew you were ready, or that she could get you ready.
It
Are
just
you ever really
everything
ready?
lined up perfect.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
any rate, okay, so you did the ayahuascas, you did the mushrooms. Anything
Yeah.
else? Any like iboga, maybe?
No iboga. I've been drawn to iboga,
Oh,
but just seeing
it's
friends
wild.
go through it, I'm like, I gotta
Well,
be ready.
it was, I did it, it was my end all be all.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. You stepped
Because I
iboga.
had done the
Yeah.
DMT and the salvia and the
Mm.
psilocybin and the LS. I had did the psychonaut thing too.
Mm.
And when I did the iboga, I was like, I don't need to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I liked what you were talking about with regards to a successful session, because people come back to themselves again.
Mm-hmm.
Iboga kind of did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it brought me back to myself.
Yeah.
And
It's
from what I
very
understand, that's the whole point
particular.
of the medicine, is
Yeah.
to reconnect you with your soul. Yeah.
Ancestors and your soul and your
Mhm.
unique expression. Yeah. Yeah. It works so intensively on the nervous system and just sort of ejecting stuck patterns in the nervous system from what I understand from people's
Mm,
experiences. And
mm, it,
um, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
powerful. But, the way that I see psychedelics and medicine work is that it's a tool and a path. And so some people are, very much on that one path. For most people, um, it is kind of uh, abused or overused because they're looking for the experience. Um, so I was talking about like experiential therapy and getting something from an experience. This is more um, like chasing an
Mm,
experience. Like I'm broken and I need another ceremony or I need another experience. Peak experience often is what people are looking for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think for most people, doing other things to bring about that sort of medicine space, like the neuroplasticity or whatever, however you want to frame it, that relationship to kind of our deeper soul level, through things like singing, dancing, being in relationship with one another, prayer, all of these things that are implicit in the indigenous orientation around these medicines. It's like it's one medicine. It's like you don't keep going back to the one medicine if it's not, appropriate for what's happening. So
Shout out
then,
ayahuasca junkies
yeah, yeah, I've seen
every
it. I've seen
weekend.
it. Yeah, weekend warriors, and
Mm-hmm.
and then it gets super neurotic. And I feel like the plant spirit messes with us. It
Yeah.
becomes a trickster.
Mm-hmm.
And, I believe that the plants want us to wake up, and they can do it in ways that mess with us.
Mm-hmm.
And so when there's over reliance on that experience with the medicine, it can get really tricky. And there's a lot of spiritual bypassing and ego, performative qualities connected to it. So, I mean, the indigenous folks that I've
Wow.
had contact with, it's like you go through your rites of passage before you would even consider taking any medicine.
Wow.
You fast,
Uh-huh.
you do
Uh-huh.
these things to find out who you are
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and prepare yourself for that relationship.
Thank you for that. Yeah, I like the conversation of subtract as opposed to add. So
Mm-hmm.
fast first before you add more to the chaos.
Yeah.
I like that view. Because as we're talking about it, it's like, yeah, ayahuasca junkie go every weekend, but then it's like, yo, what about the pothead cannabis? What about the sugar addict? What about, you know, the person that needs to get the last word every time? Like these are
Mm.
all dopamine hits in a
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. It's all along the same lines. Yeah.
Hmm. Wow, fascinating. May I ask where you see somatic psychology going?
Mm. Where do I want it to go, or where do I see it going?
Sure. Either both.
Yeah. Yeah. Start with where I want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think, what you were saying about this reductionist kind of thing, like, oh, the oncologist and the psychotherapist, and that okay, then there's the somatic therapist. Like, it can become kind of reductionistic and like this one thing, especially with all the research. Like, there's a lot of research on trauma and the efficacy of somatic therapy to treat trauma. However, if we just break it down into these, component sort of static parts, we really miss the whole. We miss like what it's pointing to, what that modality is pointing to, which comes back to that authenticity, that spontaneity, that freedom, right? So I think blending in different modalities into somatics, and I mean, this is already happening and has been happening for thousands of years since, tantric Buddhism and the tantric era of, 5th century India. But I would like to see more of that,
Mm-hmm.
where spirituality, somatics, and something like expressive arts, like a play orientation, whether that's improv or music or, you know, just feeling free like a child in nature
Mm-hmm.
therapy, like, um,
Wow, that's so. It's it's silly to me. Nature therapy sounds silly to me in the same way that we have to say organic food, right?
yeah. But we do. It's become that. Yeah. Yeah.
mm, wow. Okay.
So not so much this reductionist model of like, okay, somatics treats this
Yeah.
at all times, and this is what somatics looks like, those kind of more reductionist markers of,
Mm,
okay, breath and nervous system. And it's great to, map and to track responses and results, but also staying open to the person and their lineage, and what wants to
Mm.
move through them.
Hmm.
Like it can transcend culture, and then become kind of its own culture.
Wow, this is fascinating to me. I really like these conversations because the way I see the culture of therapy going now is it's very affirming,
Yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and
Not directive or,
yeah,
yeah,
and
challenging.
and you with a root in the Dharma, you can
Hmm.
understand that no, there's a responsibility, there's an accountability to these things too. Whereas
Hmm.
I think the trend of therapy right now is very affirming
Yeah. And a
and
business model too, so we have to keep people coming back.
mhm. And then the other thing that I'm finding as a trend is people are using AI
Oof,
as their
yeah,
therapist now.
yeah.
And it's weird because it's like, yo, are we giving AI a limbic system now? It's,
Mm,
are we training AI to feel emotions now? It's like,
hmm.
what's this leading to?
Yeah, Frankenstein kind of, mm,
Hmm.
2.0.
At any rate,
Yeah.
the things we talk about over tea.
Yeah, tea. Thank
Well,
you.
where can our friends find you? Let's see how we doing on time.
I have a website,
Mm-hmm.
dianajustl.com,
Mm-hmm.
and Instagram, DJ Dakini. Dakini, like the feminine
Mm-hmm.
Buddhist, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
awakened force.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, DIANAJUSTL .com. It's
Okay.
my website. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then do you typically just take clients, or is there like an
Mm.
intake, a consult? Like
Yeah, I
how does that
offer
work?
a free 20-minute call to determine how we fit together,
Okay.
where people can ask questions and share a little bit about what they're looking for. And then I can let them know about my approach and how I would sort of interface with what they're looking for.
See, dang, now I want to start asking you structural questions.
Okay, yeah.
What system are you setting that up with?
Oh, logistics, yeah. I'm very
Ooh.
basic.
Because
Google,
how does that
Google
schedule?
Drive.
Do you have a scheduling platform?
Mm.
At any rate. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That was fun.
We'll have one more cup of tea.
That's
I
good.
think that covers it.
Yeah, yeah. Great questions.
Any last words?
So many. I keep talking for hours. What what is the pith? Takeaway. Yeah. Maybe.
It's okay. Shannon would say something about it's better to keep quiet.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's some fancy way to say it. Just shut up. That's the way I say it.
Be present with the tea.
Yeah, that's the way my master would say it, Master Wong.
Hmm.
Shut the fuck up, drink this fucking tea.